man. I'm so nervous, guys.
I might include this.
We might put that in there.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Put this right there. I probably shouldn't have put this one.
Does not support aggressive and violent sex in metal. No sex. Oh my God! Non-judgemental. I'm gonna be judged. Talk about as always. You ain't put some fight crime and getting illegal socials and stealing socials to get a credit card.
That's vigilante.
You know, Bruce Wayne billionaire, instead of just, you know, like, or somebody cracked their company like, hey, we custom made this card that said Batman, like, for Bruce Wayne is the social security number we're using. And it literally is getting used for extravagant shit, like, you know, I mean, somebody placed that together. I mean, we live in a world I just don't think. Anyway, I'm fucking going crazy here. It's 'cause I'm having drinks. It's NonJudgeMetal Podcast with the Angry Gordon and Leo and Nick once again, and we're here this week, and we're celebrating Dimebag Darrel's birthday today, August 20th.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers. Having a little Black Tooth Grin, enjoying ourselves, and just kind of remembering one of the, in my opinion, greatest metalers of all time, man. And I've been listening to the Sirius satellite radio. I got that in the car, and man, like all week they've been celebrating him and playing like interviews, and like this is a guy that obviously touched a lot of people's lives, fans, and in the industry he's in. And it's cool that I get to sit here today and have a drink for a dime and actually get to enjoy that and enjoy it with people who I'm close with. And you know, it's his metal community, man, and we all get that. So happy birthday to him, and in his memory we definitely pound down. Anything you want to add to that there, Angry?
I can't wait to get off here and listen to Tens, man.
You can't wait.
I've listened to that song 100 times this week.
Tens?
Yeah, I can't get enough of that song. I just randomly got on a Pantera kick. I completely forgot about Dime's birthday. My girlfriend was asking about Pantera, and I don't know how it came up, but she says, "Did you know that Vinnie Paul was Dimebag's brother?"
Oh God!
And I just felt like I completely failed everything. Like, how have we been together this long?
All I could imagine, as soon as you said that, I saw like a skeet shooter, and there was just a skeet with like the Angry's relationship on it, and it was like boom, immediately. How can you even say something?
This has been non-metal moments.
This has been non-metal moments with non-judgemental.
I had to explain to her, you know, why do you think it meant so much to me to meet Vinnie Paul? You know, she's like, oh, it's just Vinnie Paul. You know, what? What?
Yeah, it's like, man, rather than explaining why it was so important to you, just, you know, when she says stuff like that, I feel like you just need to explain to her why her talking privileges have been revoked for the day.
Yeah. Well, she didn't go with me to meet him, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That honor would have been mine had we lived close enough. And I know that because
I called you.
Yeah, he did.
I called you.
He did. But right now, as of current, we, you know, two different worlds separate us from being able to attend these things together. Not for long, as we will be seeing some surprise bands upcoming this year. But I gotta say, man, I know you would have taken me because it reminds us while we're celebrating Dime of do you remember your 16th birthday present I gave you?
I sure do. It's something I'd never forget. It was better than a car, I tell you that.
Yeah. Me and my mom.
We destroyed yours.
Me and my mom, for anyone who hadn't heard this, I'll keep it brief, had went and picked him up to come stay the weekend with us. And when he got in the car that morning, he wasn't allowed to see concerts. And pretty much threw him a Pantera ticket. And we saw Pantera, Soulfly, Morbid Angel, and Nothing Face, which it kind of goes back to that what I was saying earlier. It's just that whole community aspect of it, man. Like all those bands, like that was just an experience like I'll never forget, and I got to treat someone to it, and I'll never forget that moment. It was 16 years ago now.
Damn it.
16 years ago, man. I looked up the dates last night. I was checking out the old set list from some of the shows I went to back then, just kind of on that kick. Because I like him, man, when I realized hey man, it's Time's birthday this week, because every year, man, we have a little drink in the annual tradition on his birthday and on December 8th, the day of his passing, man. And like every year we do that because like I know for a fact, and I know he knows that it was Pantera and especially just all those guys, wherever they may be now, but at that time in our lives, that was the most influential thing to us. There was no band bigger, man. Like
Heavy as fuck.
Not just heavy as fuck. When you go to a concert now, like at your age, you understand that those are guys just like us. We've went out, played music, we've played shows, we've done things. You wrote songs before, whether you've never played a show or not, but you wrote songs and you've done stuff like that before. But when we were that age and we were sitting in that front row, when they started playing, dude, they literally look like superheroes to us, larger than life. Like it's a feeling that you don't. It's a feeling you don't get, and I think you only get it a few times in life. Like, I'd been to concerts before, and I knew it was like, oh, there's a guys up there playing music, but until I seen, like, what I considered my favorite band, like, you know, I never felt that way ever in my life, and, like, I'm honored to say I got to do it, and every year, like, some of the people I've dated and been around in my life, like, they're like, I don't understand it. Why would you sit around and have a drink for a guy you never knew? Because whether I knew him or not, the music that that this man and his bandmates put out over the years, still to this day, inspires me, and it inspires generations. And the fact that there's tribute to it. I mean, man, you guys know he was buried with Eddie Van Halen's guitar. Like, I mean, like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I looked it up. Like, he placed it in the casket with him in bottoms of Crown. Like, I mean, dude, he had a larger than life, and people honor him today with tributes. It's just it's insanity. So if the least I can do is have a drink on his birthday to remember how much entertaining he gave me and how much he influenced this one life on this planet. At least two I know with Angry here. I gotta say, happy birthday, Dime, man. I will always be a fan.
Every concert we have seen, we compare to that show.
Yeah.
I agree. I remember seeing Gojira last year, and I remember one of the things we talked about at the end of the concert was it better than Pantera? Everything I have ever seen since then has been, is it as worthy as Pantera, and I'll say that Gojira and Avatar, to me, were the closest I've ever seen, but I'll throw in a Pantera CD and completely change the line. Be like, well, Gojira and Avatar don't have shit on Pantera.
Dude, to this day,
everybody likes Pantera.
Yeah, it's true. Everybody likes a little Pantera. To this day, it's just a lingering thing in my life. Like, man, I like this week especially, and I know for a while now I'll be jamming out. Especially with the 20th anniversary coming out of some of those records, man. Like, Tranquil, I think, was last year. So, I mean, like, and that's one of my personal favorite albums, that and Far Beyond. Obviously, 25 years being my favorite song, man. I just, not to talk it to death, but we're celebrating it, and it's a good time. But you're right. Every concert I've ever been to, I've compared to it in that way. Like, and it's cool because it's rarely that I get, like, similar feeling like I got back then. So, and I'm hoping one day something can top it. So, like, kids that I feel, and I know everyone's, opinions and tastes are different, but I'll never forget how I felt sitting in the crowd, man. And when he threw us the picks, and we got the guitar picks at the end of the show, and just things like that. I mean, that was, like, you look back at little memories like that, and you don't think much of them then. You're just like, cool, I got this. This happened. This is so neat. Little, few seconds in your life, but, years later, they're still ringing out to you about how much they mean.
I don't think it was so much just Pantera as it was the fans.
Yeah, the fans.
The people that were in that crowd out at the front row, center gate. We
No.
can't say that. What we can say is the people that were in front of us turned around and realized there was two 15-year-old kids behind them, and they all told us we deserved to be up front for this experience.
True.
That's how we got to the front row.
Yeah, people kept pushing forward.
We deserve it.
I mean, it was unlike anything I've ever experienced.
It wasn't so much Pantera. It was the fans of Pantera.
Oh,
Everybody
it was some Pantera. I would say it's a quite big percentage because there's no live show like it. But like I say, and then we'll get on with a different topic, man. But I feel the exact same way you do. It set a precedent for every live experience I'll ever have in my life, and it's absolutely
incredible. It made us all family.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm part
all
of that family.
I search for that connection in every show I go to, hoping that I can turn to that one person at the metal show and look at him and just be like, "Hey, brother," and he looks back at me and says the same thing. And you don't really get that too much anymore,
No. Well, I thought so, man, but going to that Rebellion Festival gave me a lot of that, so I'm hoping to see you at that next year because I think that you'll get a lot of that same experience and feeling. I mean, there was nothing at it quite like Pantera, but then again, I got to see Soundgarden before Cornell's passing and quite a few other really cool things. So I mean, at the same time, overall, a positive experience. But once again, yeah, man, you're absolutely right. The feeling I got that night 16 years ago, and then a few months later when I saw them in Huntington with Slayer, another excellent. So it was Slayer and Static X, another band that definitely was a big band for me when I was younger with another member that passed too early. I believe so. Angry will let you know. He's wait till Halloween.
I watched the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But once again,
I watched an interview this weekend with Tony Campos of Static X, and he talked about that tour. It wasn't the tour that me and you went to. It was it the Steve?
The one I went to was Pantera, Static X, Slayer, and Scrape, and it was the Extreme Steel tour. And that's the one he's talking about. Yeah, but
that was the greatest moment in his life was on that tour, and but that man has played with everybody. He's played with Fear Factory. He's played with Soulfly. Say that just to be on tour with Pantera was the greatest moment of his life. That says a lot.
True. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. So, well, I definitely appreciate that, man. So, for everyone out there and all the people checking us out, man, happy birthday to Dime, and we hope that you guys are appreciating the metal in your lives because we do here at NonJudgeMetal. And bones of everything, man. Friday, this past week, an album came out that I know a lot of us here were really anticipating. And I know you particularly, Nick, were really excited about this one. Yes. What came out Friday, and what did you think?
It was Dear Desolation, Die Hard is Murder, Puppet Master.
Oh, my God.
Like, that's apparently the first single that's going to come off actually after Slaves Beyond Death, and I guess no Absolution. Nonetheless, Puppet Master, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on the Facebook page. Like, it's heavy as fuck. I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's telling you to think for yourself, but I can't because I want to just keep listening to this song over and over again.
Yeah.
It's in my head, man. I mean, that fucking thing is brutal.
Terror Forever.
Oh, Terror
Forever.
Yeah, I mean, when I hit that the first time, and I was in the car at work, and I took the hairband out, man, and was just, I went full headbang mode. Now I can't remember when the last time I did that in the middle of public at 2 in the afternoon.
Super heavy CD though, 5 stars.
Amazing.
Nipple rubber, fantastic. I didn't create the term nipple rubber, but I would apply that to this CD nonetheless.
Now, someone asked me what that meant the other day, nipple rubber, and just for anyone who might be curious, when you hear us say nipple rubber, it's like, you ever seen somebody when they get excited about something, you're like, hey, this X movie's coming out, or this album or video game or whatever type of thing they enjoy, and they kind of mimic like a sexual action, rubbing the nipples, like putting them together. Kind of you see people do that and they get them all hard. That's what we're talking about when something's so good you got to rub the nipple.
Circular
Did we get a
motion.
question on it?
Somebody asked me personally. I said that I was talking about.
I was about to say, like,
I was talking. I was.
Was there something about a comment? Because it's like, I almost assume, like, if you don't know what a nipple rubber is, you might be listening to the wrong podcast.
Possibly. No, it was at work, and I think somebody just walked by out of context, and I was like, yeah, that was a real nipple rubber. I can't even remember what I was talking about, because for me, saying something like that's such a common term, go figure. But I say it, and they ask, so then I explained to them, I said, oh, you know, it's when you enjoy something so much, you just got to, you know, tweak your teats. And they were like, well, I don't, okay.
Never.
And I don't think they understood exactly what I was saying, but, you know, I didn't care. Right.
Not everybody's nipples work and shit, I think. Like I'm saying, some people are ticklish, some people aren't, so maybe that's what the problem is.
And some people have inverted nipples.
True. Some
I was
people.
going to say that, man. Like, I got 80 nipples.
Did anybody?
I wasn't going to call you out, but that's on you, man, if you want to mention it.
How many?
Just saying. I mean, I take my shirt off all the time.
He's got inverted
nipples.
nipples.
Before.
Is it inverted?
They're inverted. They're poking inward instead of outward.
I thought he said he had 8 nipples.
Dude.
He does not.
Speaking of 8 nipples, though, no bullshit. Tosh, y'all see that? Anybody see that?
I don't.
This
actually
bitch had 8
Tosh
nipples.
definitely has an extra nipple.
8, no. The chick that was on Tosh had 8 fucking nipples, bro. I'm telling you, like, it was 3 on this tit, and then she showed 3 on this one, and then there was fucking 3 more over to the side, I think, 2
That's
more.
not
over to the
nipples.
side. Yeah, no, it's 2 more over to the
Okay.
side. Forgive me.
Awesome.
I was about to say, is that exciting or too much? I don't know.
It's too much.
Yeah, it was too much. It looked disgusting because it was almost like a disease. You're not supposed to have nipples all over your titty. You're just supposed to have a decent titty.
Yeah.
You know, what about the Uno?
What if you're really a nipple man?
If you were really
I was going to say that, you know. That's more nipples for me. I'm glad you guys don't like it.
You know?
So go and check out the Thy Art is Murder album, yeah.
Oh, Gordon's been listening to that Thy Art is Murder like crazy, just like the fucking rest of it.
Man, that shit's killing me, man. I can't find anything that's as heavy.
What was that? What did you say there, Mr. Meshuggah? You fucking kidding me? You just
son of a
put
bitch.
saddle on your goddamn self, you fucking cunt? Why would you do that?
The whole album's good. I don't listen to a whole Meshuggah album. I just don't. There's a couple songs I like. But that whole album is fucking just good.
Oh my god, dude, I can't believe you literally were just like, you can't beat that, Meshuggah. Bet you can't find a heavier song. Here's a heavier song. Hold on. The whole album. It won't be. I'm gonna get up tomorrow and it's not gonna be edited.
I think it might. I'm surprised y'all just don't know. Regardless, I wrestled a bear once.
Yeah, I wrestled bear once. We were going to talk about last week. Somebody brought up that we're talking about bands with a female influence, with ladies in the band, the vocals and the instruments. What do we got? What are we talking about, guys? What have you guys been checking out this week? Because I know that's what we were gearing towards. I got a few, but I want to hear what you guys were into.
Like, I heard a lot about Ginger,
dude,
and I've checked it out. It's not bad. I need the deathcore stuff. I can't help it. It feels like I wrestled a bear once. It's closer to the deathcore that I need.
Okay.
While Ginger is more or less, I'm not saying it's modern rocker.
I like the groove that Ginger got. I like
the
groove that's in that Ginger, man. And I'm honestly, like, I'm so big on that. I think that it is definitely going to be something that sticks around for a while. And I hope so. Because that album has been on repeat for fucking months.
There's no hate.
I cannot stop listening to it. I think it is absolutely excellent.
Right.
What were you going to say, Angry?
I wrestled a bear once. It's fucking badass, man. That was one of the heaviest shows I've ever seen in my life. That chick is fucking killer.
Yeah, you were saying. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your experience.
Oceano opened up for them.
Oh, shit.
Remember what I said last week or before? They were too heavy for me.
Oh my
I wrestled
God.
a bear once.
Again. You're going to start that this week again.
Sorry, I guess.
Is he?
Are you?
Anyway,
I don't think you are.
He said he didn't think you were sorry, so. I Wrestled a Bear once came out, and what else?
They were just so good, man. the chick from Arch Enemy with her power. She comes out, you know. She's doing the elbows, the fist pumps. You know, she's a great. They're definitely a band you have to see live.
I would love to. I'm not gonna lie. I've never got to catch them, but I've enjoyed most of what I heard. But I love that weirdness, that chaos, and
no doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. It's unique.
And some of the guitar solos, I had never listened to them before. I went and seen them.
Yeah.
But I've listened to everything they have now, you know. And, I don't know. They're just one of those bands that it seems like they haven't really been around long. What's a few singers have they?
No, I think it's been the same chick for all I know.
Yeah, the two albums.
Are you talking about
No, they've had a couple different singers.
Who are you talking about?
Arch Enemy.
I Wrestled a Bear once has had at least 2 singers.
I'm gonna look that up.
I'm gonna look that up. I'll be honest, I haven't followed them. I thought you were talking about
out.
Arch Enemy. I knew that they switched.
Yeah, Arch Enemy definitely got a new singer in.
Yeah, I like it.
I think Angela Gasal actually still manages the band though.
Yeah, from what I understand.
But she doesn't do the singing anymore.
Yeah, Angela definitely. I know that she left. We saw them when she was still part of it, man. That was,
I haven't seen the new singer perform yet.
I haven't seen them perform, but I did. Have you caught the new song? Have you caught the new single they've been putting out?
Yeah, I did.
The World Is Yours.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them.
It's good. It's good. That's really good.
I definitely wanted to give it a good solid try. Another group that I've seen that kind of reminds me a little bit of like more old school Arch Enemy is Once Human.
Dude, oh, you've seen them?
Yeah.
I was going to bring them up because I was listening to them. I watched the video. I think you showed it to me, I believe.
One of us
maybe.
I don't know.
Somebody showed it to me.
I
It might have been you.
about the video.
I didn't like the video. I didn't like the movements that the singer was making in the video. They looked really just odd to me, and it wasn't very entertaining. I'm just going to be honest right there. But the sound, the music itself,
it's good music.
It was good. It was good. It was heavy, man. Had a nice groove to it, and I'm real big on the groove, but it was pretty hard for those out there. Excellent.
One of the songs that kind of just turned me completely off to them was they had a kind of like a metal ballad. This wasn't my thing, but everything else they had was really solid.
I think they're great. I don't know. I'm a little biased on it. I'm not gonna lie, man. I found it and I've just sunk into it. I think it's probably one of the greater.
Have you heard Straight Line Stitch?
I have not.
You haven't heard? Really?
No.
Not familiar.
Kind of reminds me of like a female Lejeune.
Straight.
Seven does.
Straight Line Stitch.
Straight Line Stitch.
Okay. Straight Line Stitch.
Yeah, like she definitely has like a like a smooth.
Look it up and post it to the Facebook.
Okay, I can do that. But yeah, like that's actually one of the videos that I saw when she was hairbanging. Like, yeah, I wanted to grow my hair out.
I don't know, we all seem to be stumbling a lot here. I'm going to be the first one to say, I didn't do my homework this week. I just listened to a bunch of Pantera.
I'm not going to lie, I did do homework this week, but I still also listened to a lot of Pantera. Man, it was really hard. It's really hard to come up, and I'm not saying I don't think we're stumbling here, man. I just think that me and you were really distracted with Pantera and Black Tooth Grin and drinks and smoking and having a good time for dying.
You're kind of, yeah, I just...
What people got to understand here, people got to understand here, Angry, is that me and you are lifetime Cowboys from Hell. We have always been into this since we were very, very young. I'd say a good 20 years or more of our life has been dedicated to that being our favorite musical group. And yeah, big deal it might sound to some people, but those songs have stuck with us for longer than some friendships. They've stuck with us longer than relationships. They've stuck with us longer than jobs or anything that people say is important in your life. that music and those memories of Pantera and that memory of seeing it on stage, like, you may call it stumbling, but I call it just reminiscing a very, very important time in our lives. That, especially for me and you, was hard because it was also taken from us, and we know that a new generation of people who are into what we are won't get to see. And regardless of how people feel about it one way or another, man, it definitely struck me hard, and it's always been there. And that's why I always take these days like this, and yeah, maybe I do stumble a little bit, but I stumble because there's a good reason. You know, like, metal's there for us, man, every day of the year. We don't got to ask it to be, it just is. That's more I can say for most people that you deal with on a daily basis. But, you know, like, when it comes down to it, you just got to keep moving on, and luckily, there's always a new band, a new song, like, to check out. But that Pantera, man, that's always there for us. Like, when there's nothing else to listen to and there's nothing else coming, we always have those albums.
This week's metal homework, if you haven't already done it, listen to more Pantera.
Constant Pantera, all the time. We could argue for hours about what it is. Like, I did not mean to hijack today's show with that, but man, like, when, you know, it's the 20th, it is Dime's birthday. It is also the birthday of Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, who is also not with us.
That.
Go ahead and just
Party
put that
on.
out there, too, you know, I mean. Look, man, we were talking about seeing Pantera with Nothing Face. We were talking about seeing Pantera with Static X. Wayne Static and Holt.
This Wayne Static, I never got to see him, man.
Yeah, well, he's gone, and Holt from Nothing Face is gone, and Lynn Straight from Snot is gone. Like, we lose artists, and it's terribly sad for that. You know, we deal with it, but you know, when you latch on to that and you latch on to those memories, and you get a chance to celebrate it, like I think we get to today, like, yeah, I don't care. Maybe we do stumble a little bit, but we stumble right into more metal.
I had a metal moment.
Oh, yeah, metal moment. Goddamn. Metal moments. Talking about metal moments. Moments in your life that are just truly metal. No matter how significant they may seem to you, small they may seem to others, there are moments in your life when you just stop and go, dude, that is fucking metal. I had one, and I'll give you a short description of it. It was about a year ago, and I'll let you get to your one from this week, just to give an example of some of what might be a metal moment. A metal moment might actually have something to do dealing with metal. Sometimes it might just be something that's so badass that it's kind of metal. Mine in particular, I was getting off the interstate exit at our local mall here, and it was a 2-lane exit. While I'm sitting at the light waiting to turn off, there's a vehicle next to me, and at this time I'm sitting in my car listening to Down, Bury Me in Smoke, and it's at that opening part, dun 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 dun, and I go to turn it down, check something on my phone, or looking for, you know, whatever reason you turn your stereo down sometimes, and as I turn it down, I continue to hear the song play. Dun 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 dun. Same part. I look over next to me. There's a dude with a ponytail just like mine sitting in the SUV next to my little white Jeep. And he looks over. And I look over at him and I kind of look at him like, hey man, turn it down, turn it down. And he turns it down like, what's up, bro? And I turn mine up. Dun 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 dun. We were literally listening to the same exact fucking song at the same exact part.
It's metal as fuck.
That's a metal fucking moment.
That's a fucking metal moment, man. We threw the horns up to each other. The light turned green. No one ever spoke, and the situation was done. But it stuck with me since because, man, that...
It's never happened to me. Maybe on the radio. Back in the day, you're listening to a radio song, somebody's got the same station.
Now, I had a CD in, man. That's what's crazy.
Wasn't even serious.
I actually had Down NOLA in the CD player, like, you know. So I don't know what he was doing. iPod, Android, you know, Bluetooth. Leo here, you had a metal moment this week on your trip for work,
so
man.
while I was out of town in Florida, man, I was sitting there just, you know, unloading trucks, and all of a sudden I see a mailman pull up, and this dude, you know, it's like, I guess normally I'm just used to seeing these mailmen wearing these uniforms and walking around and just keeping it, you know, I guess everybody wears the same thing, but this guy, I don't know if he didn't give a fuck or Florida doesn't give a fuck, but either way, I promote the fuck out of it. Just rocking out black sleeveless shirt. Seen him 2 days in a row. Wearing the same thing.
What was he listening to loud out of his mail vehicle?
Oh God, just like straight death metal.
Death metal, deathcore,
Whole time.
jamming it, hardcore. And then he passed you and he threw up the
Threw the horns up.
that
Threw the mail in the fucking
Fucking
box
metal.
and just drove straight off.
metal mail carriers. How much more fucking metal do you get?
It's like the metal middle finger.
The metal middle finger. Angry, did you have a metal moment for this week now?
Yeah, sort of. I walking through the Walmarts.
Alright.
The young man wearing a Pantera. Far Beyond Driven tour shirt.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no way the kid was ever there, but it was good to see a kid wearing that shirt, you know.
Younger generations getting into the metal of old. Still awesome to hear, man. It's definitely qualifies as a small metal moment. Metal moments come, like I said, any shape and any size. You know? Find $5 in your pocket, metal moment. Well, not quite, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm saying if you like needed that $5,
Yeah.
and you find the $5 in your pocket, and it's because of something metal you did earlier that the money was in your pocket, that's a fucking metal moment.
Or you're standing there like, what do you mean I'm a few bucks short for Cannibal Corpse ticket? And then you're like, oh man, I remember that $5 in my console in my car. Metal So we talked about metal homework. We've all listened to a plethora of female-influenced metal bands this week. You talked about the Once Human, which is cool as shit, because I didn't know you actually had gotten into them. That's awesome,
Yeah.
because I'm checking them out right now. I checked out another one, Unleash the Archers. It's kind of more power metal-y. Have you heard that? I dig it.
I'm trying to see if I can find any female metal vocalists that don't do clean vocals. Because if you remember, Angelica Sound never did clean vocals.
Yeah.
Like a clean vocals
I'm
band.
okay
Put
with it, though.
aside, I mean, I understand,
That's why I wanted
but
to
I just
like
want to
a
see
Ginger,
if there's
stuff like
any
that.
of them out there.
I'm sure there are, and we'll find them. That's our job. Metal homework this week. Besides listening to Pantera, find a female band that doesn't use any
Clean
vocals.
vocals.
Will wants to hear the
Oh,
heavier
weird.
is better. He wants to hear that chick throwing up in the mic. So you find it, you post it, you let us know. Tweet us, do whatever. Let us know. We got to know. We got to know. We can't be doing all the metal homework. Somebody's got to help us out here.
We need help.
I mean, because we keep trying to listen to Angry, and it's just once you guys get to know him, it's encouraging. But either way, so that's definitely what I've been checking out. The Unleash the Archers. I was listening to more of that new Arch Enemy because I hadn't gotten really listened to a lot of it since Angela left. The Ginger, I'm absolutely in love with them.
How many
buy
albums
me
do
a
they
shirt. Let's go on tour. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm a fan.
Is this still their first album? Or they
I
got
believe so.
multiple?
I think it's their debut. It's their debut. Yeah, I'm sucked in. I'm in. I'm ready for the ride. I'm wanting to see where they go. So I don't even know any of their names yet. I haven't learned anything about them, but I've been jamming that album back and forth. So I'm definitely into it. So. Angry, can you talk about any metal homework? You got anything you want to talk about before we wrap up? With a very disjointed non-judgmental. You gotta eat dinner. That's your metal homework, everyone. Eat fucking dinner. Just eat dinner. That's your metal homework, because dinner's metal. What are you having for dinner, Angry?
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that's not very fucking metal.
Probably just chicken.
Chicken.
The
There you go. Chicken.
The chicken.
There's your metal homework, everybody.
Everybody
Chicken.
knew.
So pretty much he's saying, listen to Psycho Stick and fuck off. That's what Angry just said. All right, what about you, Leo?
Or else.
What we're talking about, metal homework?
Hellstorm. There. Listen to Hellstorm. That's Angry's homework. Since what's Leo's metal homework?
Leo, let me cut you off.
Do it.
I'm gonna cut you off because I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen to that Homefront soundtrack again because I'm still on that Oceano War shit because it's not too heavy for me to listen to, definitely. But nonetheless, they got, you know what I'm saying, Periphery with the one, War Pigs by Acacia Train. Like, It's a crazy album that I think got overlooked, and I think next week I'm gonna have a good review for it, and just try to give you a heads up on what to really look for.
So, now that you gave me a few seconds, I forgot. Within the Ruins.
Oh yeah, I shared that on there.
Phenomena. That album.
Yeah, Ataxia.
Great.
They're playing it, right?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got one of the Ataxias. There's 1, 2, and 3.
Aren't they playing like 2 and 3 or something in its entirety or something like that? I read.
What?
Oh, all right. Well, what were you talking to?
No, I was talking about the whole album.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with. I've heard of Within the Ruins, but I'm not sure what songs or albums you're talking about right now. So if you had to give one to definitely check out.
Ataxia is their instrumental, but I would say they get a little jinty.
If it's anything like Chimera's Flame and stuff, like where it got somewhat instrumental there for a minute, like I'm not gonna hate on that.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see both y'all do something super heavy.
Yeah, did you see what I posted on the page here that they're coming back and doing their thing, and they're playing the Ataxia medley in its entirety.
I like it, but I want to see y'all check out Skinless. Have you?
Never
I'll
heard of
listen.
it.
Have you?
Not familiar.
I want you to listen to Skinless.
Nor do. Actually, with Mcgruff the other day, checked out the old Slayer, did the homework on it, and he put some recommendations for it and whatnot.
I actually caught up on some old metal homework and checked out After the Burial.
Great.
Amazing
stuff.
Grandfathers of Gent.
Dude, amazing stuff.
They're considered the grandfathers of Gent.
The grandfathers, because I mean, Meshuggah's the godfather.
Fathers. I guess fathers of it, and Meshuggah would be the...
They're not even the coolest uncle. Maybe the coolest uncle.
Nah, man, I definitely think that After the Burial is great. So...
Is Volumes a cool uncle?
Incredible.
No, Volumes is the new kid in town.
Alright.
He's a new kid on the block. No, we got to talk about it. This week's episode's been a tribute to Dime and all the metalers we lost, man. You know, that's the thing about metal, man. Sometimes, just like a show, sometimes the card is subject to change. You know, these guys wanted to be with us longer and keep putting out music that we loved, and they didn't get to. And well, we had a game plan coming in today, but instead of that, we sat down and started thinking about all the metal that we love and have influenced us throughout our lives. And maybe it does make you sad sometimes, but isn't that what metal's about? Feelings? Aren't you supposed to experience something when you get into metal?
Aren't you supposed to be alive and not just breathing? If I had to say something.
No,
Kill Switch Engage.
No,
because like y'all said y'all are cowboys from hell. I'm not bullshitting, right?
Right?
When I heard End of Heartache, but then I heard about the fucking, what was it, Alive or Just Breathing.
Yeah.
And then that album after that, I felt like since then, that day, I said, fuck it, I'm not just going to be breathing, I'm going to be alive in this world and shit. So, I don't know. Like, I feel where you're coming from. Nonetheless, I didn't know enough about Pantera to really take it serious enough, and that's forever on my cred.
No, it's not on your cred, because that's what metal homework is for. We're going to do it this week, so the next time that we're ready to have a Pantera celebration, you're going to be sitting there ready to party down with us, just like you were today. And we're going to have a good time. And that's what it's about, man, because that's what metal's about, having a good time. Like,
it's been a good episode.
Yeah, we've had fun. We appreciate you guys joining us for just our random talks about metal this week and hearing about some of the bands we've been listening to. Definitely check us out and like our Facebook page. Appreciate you coming and hearing us on Dime's birthday. Happy birthday to him once again. And
what happened?
You know what? We will talk to you next time. This has been NonJudgeMetal. NonJudgeMetal. Be sure to share us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.